Yeah, welcome back to my channel, Dr. Okoya Ebasi. Today we are going to look at the topic leadership face-off, Obi versus Tinubu as governors. Now, since Peter Obi defected to the ADC, we have been seeing on social media where people are coming out to say that Peter Obi was a total failure when he was governor in Anambra State. These publications and social media publication has made us to go into research to really find out the performance of Peter Obi as a governor as compared to Tinubu as a governor in Lagos State. Now, taking Peter Obi first, we know Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State in the years 2006 to 2014. Now, when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, he invested in key sectors of the economy. The first one is in education. Now, Obi invested heavily in education, invested heavily in schools by building more schools, improving and equipping the old ones, and ensuring that schools were provided with computer systems and access to internet, buses, boreholes, and then improvements and training of teachers, employment of qualified teachers to ensure that these schools were manned by qualified teachers. Now, with this investment, the educational sector has a boost by the fact that Anambra State, when he took over government, was ranked 24th in NECO and WAEC. While he was leaving office, Anambra was number 1 in NECO and WAEC in the federation in Nigeria. And as such, he found out that Obi did very well in education. A state that was ranked 24th in education in WAEC and NECO, and now he was able to beef up the infrastructures in the state, ensure the quality of education that Anambra begins to rank number 1 in NECO and WAEC. Now, in the area of healthcare, Peter Obi invested heavily in healthcare by building healthcare institutions, improving and equipping old ones, renovating old ones, and he also partnered with the churches to improve the healthcare system in the state. So in the healthcare sector, Obi did very well by equipping old hospitals, building new ones, and building maternal care centers across Anambra State to ensure that child and mother care were properly taken care of. So in the healthcare sector, Obi did very well. In the areas of infrastructure, during the period that Obi was governor of Anambra State, he was able to control over 800 kilometers of road across Anambra State. And he was also able to improve the security of Anambra State by ensuring that the police in the state were properly equipped with equipment and personnel support to ensure that they perform their duty well. And for these investments, we found out that Anambra State was ranked as one of the safest states as at the time Obi was the governor. Now, he also ensured that there was fiscal prudence in management of scarce resources because Obi is a good manager. So during his period as the governor of Anambra State, he was able to invest and ensure that the scarce resources of the states are properly managed. So as at the time he was leaving office, he handed over about 850 million naira, about $500 million to the governor that took over from him. So he was able to manage the state resources and save $500 million that he handed over to the governor that was coming in. And as such, you can ensure. And Anambra was the least state that has ever borrowed money as at that time. So he found out that Obi did not go to look for external loans. He did not borrow because he was the least indebted state in the federation as at that time. And apart from the fact that they didn't borrow money, he was also able to save $500 million for the state. So you can see that in terms of resource management, Obi did excellently well. So he's a good manager of resources. And in terms of entrepreneurship, you found out that Obi, with his acumen in entrepreneurship, he was able to attract investments like the SAB Millers, $100 million investment in brewery. So he was able to partner with the SAB Millers to establish a brewery, and Innocent Motors to establish a brewery in Anambra State, diversifying the economy so that the Anambra State did not only depend on allocation. So we found out that if you put all these achievements together, Obi can never be classified as a failure. In fact, he did excel with the meager resources that were coming to the state. So Obi did very well. He was not a failure. Now, coming to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007. Now, in the educational sector, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was able to reform the educational sector by investing heavily in schools and teachers training. He was able to invest in schools, improve the infrastructure in the schools, and then also train teachers to man the schools. He also launched the ECO project for primary education in Lagos State. So educationally, Bola Ahmed Tinubu also did well in Lagos State. In the healthcare sector, Bola Ahmed Tinubu also invested in hospitals. He upgraded public hospitals and then introduced the health insurance scheme for Lagosians in Lagos State. So he actually did well also in the health sector by improving, renovating and improving existing healthcare facilities. He built new ones and ensured that he introduced the healthcare insurance scheme for Lagosians. So also in the health sector, he did well. Under environment, you found out that Tinubu also did very well by ensuring that the Cleaner Lagos initiative was launched to ensure that the Lagos environment was kept clean during his period as a governor. So he was able to improve the environmental sanitation of Lagos State. So he did well. And another area that he did well was in the area of internally generated revenue. Was able to introduce taxes that actually improved the internally generated revenue of Lagos State. Now, when you compare these two governors, both of them did well as governors. But the Bola Ahmed Tinubu has an advantage for the fact that Lagos State already have infrastructures through which revenues can easily be generated to support governance. Like Lagos State have the seaport, they have the international airport, they have other basic infrastructure because it was the capital of Nigeria before moving to Abuja. So those infrastructure that were already on ground also supported Tinubu to excel in these areas. Because these infrastructures were not found in Anambra State. Anambra State was just a young state that was just developing. And the man was able to handle the state and take to the state to that level before he left as governor. So we found out that even though both of them did well, we found out that credit will be given to Obi because Obi was just relying on revenue FAC allocations, while Lagos State has FAC allocations and then also internally generated revenue, enough money to use and push governance. That was not the case for Peter Obi. So we want to use this video to dispel the rumor that Obi was a failure when he was a governor of Anambra State. In fact, he was one of the best governors until tomorrow. He's one of the best governors that has ever ruled any state in Nigeria. The only governor that has no EFCC matters. Most of those who are making noise today are people who have cases with EFCC. And they have not been able to clear themselves. It is only the party they belong to, because it is the ruling party that is giving them a covering. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel and share this video. Thank you.